let's give Daniel Hemric his credit where it's due. Like I said, Hemric was kind of the Sheldon Creed of years past here with how many second place finishes he was racking up. And then he got his first win in the championship race, a one-time winner, one-time champion, if you will, at the end of 2021, and then had stops at colleague along the way and has been in Cup, been in Xfinity, now back in the Truck Series with a very strong team, McAnally Hilgeman Racing, with what Christian Eckes did in that truck last year. We knew he was going to have the equipment and the resources around him to break into victory lane, and now he has done it. What's your reaction to Daniel Hemric and seeing the backflip again? I think Carl Edwards fans in particular maybe missed that. Maybe they've been pulling for Daniel Hemric to be able to give them that the last couple of years. We haven't seen that too much, but he gave us one Friday night.
He was my shining moment yesterday at the end of our post-race show. And as someone that came into the season thinking that he would win multiple races, it was a great start to the season for him in my mind. So I think that Hemric coming to this truck was just an excellent career decision for him. I think that his best opportunities in both of the higher divisions coming into this year were probably behind him, unfortunately. So being able to hop into a championship 4-level truck in the Truck Series was absolutely a home run hit for him and his agent. So my hat's off to Hemric. He took advantage of a great situation that happened in front of him with the leaders taking each other out. And he was consistently in the mix the entire race. And to have the discipline there at the end to not only not get into the truck ahead of him, but to race Ankrum completely and holistically clean. It was really nice to see. It was very refreshing. And this is the kind of reputation that he's built for himself, I think, even though he does come from the same waters that Dale Earnhardt came from in Kannapolis, North Carolina. He is still making an identity for himself that I think should be more respected than it is. I know that it's become kind of a meme that he doesn't win, but the guy is a very talented race car driver. And just because he doesn't have the win column totals to help tout that fact doesn't make him any less of a driver. The guy would have won the 2018 Xfinity Series title on points if we still did things that way without winning. And I think given the field that they had that year with the big three that ended up being the next year with Reddick, Custer, Bell, I find that very impressive. And I don't know, it's definitely seeming like this will be something that'll spur Daniel Hemric forward this year. The last time that he won a race, he did it at the end of a year with a team that he was leaving. So he didn't really have the opportunity to really build off the momentum that came with that win at Phoenix in 2021. And I think that now that he's won relatively early in the season, it'll give him and that 19 team an opportunity to regroup, use that momentum going forward, and hopefully translate it into more trips to victory lane. Because for as good as Christian Eckes and Charles Denick are, I'm sure that there are plenty of talented men and women that still work over there at MHR, and I can't imagine that this will be their last trip to victory lane this season, not just with Daniel Hemric, but Tyler Ankrum. He's looked very strong as well. And I mean, the 91 truck, he's there. That's really all I got to say about that.
Yeah. Well, and Tyler Ankrum is a Truck Series winner as well. I mean, I think people might forget that because it was pre-pandemic the last time he won. But, obviously him getting the runner-up finish here, I wouldn't be surprised if at 18 parks in victory lane at some point this year as well. And I like what you said about Hemric also. He I think, did pretty much everything but win a race when he was at RCR and early in his Xfinity career. Although I will remind you, there was another driver who drove for RCR who did win a championship in a straight-up points format that didn't win a race. I don't know if we need to revisit that.
We have maybe alluded to this person once or twice tonight. So
Yes.
fill in the blanks.
if you ever feel bad about yourself, I bought Austin Dillon's truck and Nationwide at the time championship winning diecast because when he was coming up through the ranks, I really believed at the time that he might be the first ever Triple Crown champion, if you will, to win titles in all 3 series. And I wanted to have those diecasts as I was building stock, so to speak, in case that ever happened. Never say never with the insanity of this format in 2025, but I don't think I have to worry about that with the current state of RCR. And I don't know, Austin Dillon's already in his mid-30s. I think that's probably not going to happen at this point. That might be one of my all-time worst takes. So we can be honest about that.
Sailed.
Yeah.
Likely sailed.
Think we're good there.
Yeah, probably so.